Ciao tutti! I am so excited for you to join me on this journey of gratitude stories, where I gather stories of others who have had gratitude expressed face to face, how it's made a difference in their life. You can make a difference every single day expressing gratitude. Join me on this journey. Don't wait to express gratitude today.
Ciao a tutti, I'm KP Speaks, and I am extremely excited because today I have Georgian Benta, the host of Gratitude Podcast. He is, for me, one of those people that I look to when I am in need for a big, huge boost of gratitude in my life. And Georgian, I would love for you to introduce your podcast to us, what you do, and why you do it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Georgian, and I'm the host of the Gratitude Podcast. I've been talking with people about gratitude, about their stories regarding gratitude since 2016. And I've heard some really, really amazing things. And I feel really blessed to be able to meet these amazing people and to listen to their stories and to be able to share them with people all around the world and get their gratitude, their feedback. And that makes me really happy, and that makes me really proud of what I'm doing.
Inspired you to start the gratitude podcast?
Well, it was my own personal quest, because I've personally experienced the power of gratitude, and I wanted to share it with the world, and I wanted to also learn about how people are using it, how they got to be such amazing people with great success, and how did gratitude help them, because many teachers, whether spiritual or business teachers, talk about gratitude and its power when it comes to really a happy life, a fulfilled life. And I was curious, and I still am, and I'm still learning new things every day.
Can you tell me what or who has been one of your most impactful guests for you personally?
Wow. It's not easy to answer this because I've had more than, I think, 130 people on the Gratitude podcast by now. One interview I that sticks out somehow for me is the interview that I did with JP Sears. You might know about him. He's an internet comedian, but he's also a very, very deep and wise person. And it was very entertaining, and like I laughed a lot. It was very fun, but it was also very profound, very deep, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I really recommend our listeners, people watching, to check it out. And if you want to check out an episode of the Gratitude Podcast, I recommend that one. You'll have a lot of fun, and you'll also get into a beautiful state of gratitude.
And that was JP Spears.
JP Sears.
Sears, okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell me of how gratitude has impacted your life personally? Maybe a actual instance where it's changed your life?
Yeah, well, it's actually the experience that I had when that actually got me started on this journey. It was a few years ago. I don't know exactly how many, maybe 5 or 6, and I was really down. Like everything that I worked for in the last uh, couple of years, at that point, just vanished. I was in a really bad place, emotionally, from a relationship standpoint. I was really, really down. Like I felt that I really hit rock bottom. And the interesting thing that happened then was that I prayed, because I really didn't feel like I could do anything else in that moment, and everything seemed to fall apart. And The what was very interesting for me was the answer that I got, and it was a really amazing feeling of novelty. Like everything that I was experiencing, the small things, the simple things, I felt them like I felt them the first time that I've experienced them, and I felt that fresh feeling of I don't know, the joy uh, of the new thing that I was experiencing, and the excitement that I felt the first time. And for me, as I wanted to keep that feeling alive more and more, I got to I got to experience and to go more in depth into gratitude, because I realized then that that feeling was gratitude. Nothing changed on the outside, but I was so happy and I was so thrilled, and it was such an amazing feeling, and it was very interesting for me, and I wanted more of that because it was really really powerful, and it made me feel strong. And it's one of the things that gratitude does. It makes you feel more strong, more resilient. It makes you see the fact that you have many resources at hand and you can do many amazing things if you focus on the right things.
I I'm so grateful that you share that with everyone that's going to watch this, and thank you, Georgian. One thing that I find with gratitude, I'm sure you've also experienced this, is that it is more powerful than the credit we give it. And once you start practicing gratitude, it becomes part of your life and almost a lifestyle. And I'm sure for you, because you're interviewing people about gratitude, it just starts filling not just your life, but it starts becoming where you see it everywhere. And what advice would you give someone who's really struggling or who doesn't know how to actually practice gratitude or how to tap into a grateful state? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, my advice is to try, when you say thank you, because we are civilized people, we say thank you, hopefully quite often, uh, to feel the gratitude, to feel the fact that someone, maybe a stranger or maybe someone you know, has lent you a helping hand one way or another, or has done something to make your life a little bit better, even if it's something really simple as whenever you're with many groceries, someone opens the door. When you say thank you and you really feel it and you really mean it, and you see the miracle of that person being there at the right moment to help you out, that can start this practice really beautifully. I think integrating gratitude in our life as it is very important, and it's one of the first steps that we can take to get to experience more gratitude.
I like that you say to incorporate a feeling with that. I call that active gratitude. We talked about that when you had me as a guest on your podcast, and it's extremely powerful, especially for people who maybe are very ingrained with the thought of a gratitude list, but then they just write it down, but can't really feel uh, it doesn't change them when they do the gratitude list. But as you mentioned, tapping into the feelings and starting with, I liked especially that you mentioned when you're thinking somebody. Maybe I haven't even paid attention as much to having those feelings when I thank someone. How do I feel when I actually thank someone? And that's one of the things, especially in corporations, that people are wanting to be seen, wanting to express, have gratitude expressed face to face. And if you're doing that in a real sincere and genuine way, you're tapping into your own gratitude heart, your own gratitude soul, and being able to light that fire within you and light the fire within other people as well. So, for you personally, has there been a time when someone has expressed gratitude to you that has changed your life or has made an impact on you personally?
um, Definitely, and it has to do again with the podcast. it was the first email that I got from a listener. It was an email from Australia, and it was so amazing to know that I am actually reaching people and I'm making a difference, and they start a gratitude journey with me, or I'm helping them discover this feeling of gratitude and keep in touch with it as much as possible. And for me, that was amazing. And um, yeah, that made me actually remember another another email that I got from another person from Australia. She was saying that she travels a lot and she has listened to all of the episodes of the podcast, and it was so amazing knowing. And she was very grateful that I kept her company during her long journeys that she had to do in Australia. And it was amazing to be able to receive this kind of feedback, this kind of gratitude. It felt like it was a full circle, and I was giving away gratitude. I was helping guests get into a grateful state so they can also give it to other people, and it came back in a very beautiful way.
I love that. Well, you have what I see, at least on your website, you have 595 episodes. So that's a lot of gratitude being spread throughout the world. That's amazing. That is absolutely just, mind blowing right there. I am so impressed with your mission and what you do for people and for the world and spreading gratitude. And if I have one last question for you, if there was someone, anybody in this world or universe, I'm going to put it out there, that you could have right in front of you right now, and you could think, who would it be, and what would you say? Act like they're right there in front of you. What would you say to them?
Hmm. To be honest, I'm perfectly happy with the fact that we are talking and it's you that is in front of me, and I'm really, really, really grateful for the fact that I get to speak with you and we get to have this conversation, even though we are so far away and we are basically in two different parts of the world. And I'm really happy that we are able to have this live conversation, and that we can talk about this beautiful topic.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel so happy. And you have no idea, Georgian, when I was invited to be on your podcast, I was jumping for joy in my own home because gratitude, I'm serious, gratitude is one of the most powerful tools that has affected my life and saved my life. And for me, it was like the pinnacle of not just my career, but the pinnacle of being able to spread love and joy to other people in a world setting and in such a powerful podcast. And so I'm very grateful for um, you giving me that opportunity. Um, and I think that every person that has the opportunity to thank someone face to face, and if not face to face, calling them, and hopefully through a media way where you actually can see their face. By doing so, you're able to connect in a way that will lift not just that person, but lift yourself. And so I thank you for what you're doing to help lift others. And I'm so excited to share this interview with those out in not just the professional world, but in out in YouTube world and IGTV world. And I really respect what you have been doing for the world. And I just leave all of you with Georgian Benta. And Georgian, if they want to get a hold of you personally or listen to your podcast, where can they go?
Firstly, thank you so very much for this really touching um, confession, and for these amazing words. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. It's really easy to find the podcast. Just search for the Gratitude Podcast on Google or on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. I also have an app that you can download on the App Store. Also search for the Gratitude Podcast, and you will find it there. And yeah, these are the easiest ways to find me. Also, you can get in touch with me on the website on georgianbenta.com, or if you want to write directly to me, hello@georgianbenta.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking this time, and I'll be listening as always.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.